Mike Gio and sports card nonsense are complete nonsense. They put out fake, counterfeit, unsubstantiated content. They arrogantly talk down to others from a position that they were gifted and handed to them by the ringer. And they are cowardly and writing checks that they will refuse to cash, making comments and statements that they quickly hide from when confronted. Just another bunch of hobby content creators that need to be checked by the hobby watchdog. That's what I'm here to do today. I'm going to share with you very calmly a video from Sports Card Nonsense and the recent attack they made on other content creators in the hobby. Yeah, it wasn't even me. They came out taking shots at Neo, 1 million cards, 1 million Cubs card project, and the card man, AIH. Heck, if you talked about Fanatics and the recent changes, then you're one of the donkeys of the week, according to Gio. Let's get into it. I'll talk a little bit more. Okay, let's get into the video. This came out just yesterday. Sports Card Nonsense mailbag. Is Panini getting the rookie QB autos? Now, real quickly, I'll say they changed that title because yesterday it was Donkeys of the Week. So today is are they getting the rookie QBs? Now, they should have done some more research because you can tell they're shocked by the fact that Panini has the rookie sticker autos on cards. They're shocked. They're bewildered by that. They didn't know how it could happen. Now, again, if you follow the hobby, you know anything about the hobby, those players sign college sticker autos. So those stickers are going to be around. Probably thousands of them will come out in the product. But I do not think you'll have on card. Now, I'm going off the rail. My point is, you try to talk about that, they don't want to hear it from you because they know everything. But here's what I bring your attention to: their donkey of the week conversation, or the point of the week is their donkey of the week. 5 minutes and 40 seconds into the video, you can listen to this, and I'm just going to read part of this to you. I'm referring to donkey of the week, or collectively the guys who just see similar, and it's content creators, but it's also the guys over social. They get bits and pieces of the story. It happens with the Fanatics thing. They start the show. Let's find a little piece and make up something that's super clickable and noteworthy. Yet they have no substance. Just never going to change these people either. They're just more entertained by stupidity and half the facts and half truths. Okay, so he's referring to. Let me just bring you over here quickly. I'm going to assume because let's say this. His actions are too cowardly to name out who he's talking to. And I actually say, well, give me some names. Who are you talking to? Because here's the people I know. Neo was the first to break this story, and I applaud him for this. He's the first one to talk about point 8. And when he talks about this video, he talks about point 8. He does a video a day later when point 8 and point 13 come out, or when all the points come out. But he does break a story. He shares it with us. He gives us his perspective, and we're able to run with it when we want to. But he didn't do anything wrong there. I don't know if I'd call him a donkey of the week. The next one I talk about is my buddy over there, Bo, who 1 million Cubs project. He talks about all the points that came out a few days later on his morning show. He goes over them, talks about his clickbait title is 80% of card stores will fail, which I absolutely agree. I will say this is where there's a conflict. See, Mike Gio is employed in the hobby. He makes his living off of the hobby. He's an industry guy, but he didn't get there naturally. He's a breaker who got a deal with the ringer. And during 2020, when everybody else grew organically, this guy had the ringer funding him. He had a staff. He's very arrogant. He had a breaking company that he sold. He built the app, or had his friend built the app. So he's very he's an industry guy. He's not a person who's looking at the hobby from what I'd say a holistic view, if that makes sense. He's got a very selfish view of it. Other one I'll quickly mention, Dan the Card Man. Yeah, he makes a video about this. So does AIH. AIH Sports makes a card video about this. So are you referring to these guys as donkeys of the week? Right? He goes on talking about these guys. He makes comments how then they'll go on and say that they'll criticize and attack these companies, but then they want to have an interview and no wonder no one wants to come on their show, right? Which I guess his point is, and I'll be clear with this. If I'm to be critical of Panini, would I expect Panini to come on my show? Actually, yeah, I would. Now, do I think they will? Probably not, right? Because I am critical. But if they came on my show, my audience would know they're going to get an honest conversation from them. Don't you think? Let me also tell you this. Do you think I don't have contacts and do not use like journalistic avenues to get information from companies? I mean, do you think again, this is my hobby, dude. It's your living. So I just think you poop on people. You're not knowing anything about how people do their hobby, right? So the other point I want to get to this, right? As he goes on talking about this, he says, you bash his company with conspiratorial nonsense stories. I mean, and then no one wants to talk to them. To come on my show, isn't that funny? I'm happy to come on anybody's show anytime. Now, this is what I want to bring your attention to. And I started this off by saying fake, arrogant, and cowardly. Now, here he says, I'd be happy to come on any show anytime I say. Now, I reach out to him immediately. You can see right here. right here in the comments. Well, why don't you just book your time on my show? Let's talk. Now he quickly backpedals and gives you some excuse. Well, all I do is troll and attack, blah, 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 whatever. Okay. That's, you just said anybody. I have a show. You won't come on. Now I'm going to go into this with you guys. I actually have his cell phone number because we spoke over a year ago when I was trying to work with him at the Ringer, not really working at the Ringer, but wanted to collaborate with him back in 2020. Also wanted to do NFTs with him and Panini back at the National in 2022. So I have the guy's phone number. Like, and you should wonder, well, why does Ziggy have my phone number? Well, because dude, you and I actually spoke, but he's too arrogant, Napoleon, to realize who people are. He just talks down to people. He attacks people. So when I reach out to him and said, why are you come on my show? His response was, I'm not coming on your show. I never spoke about you. I'm not coming on your show unless I speak about you. I'm like, well, hold on. You've spoken my name. You talked about me before. Don't tell me you haven't. And so now you're not coming on my show because I'm being critical. I'm calling you out. Well, you're a troll. You're just going to hate on me. Dude, I've had multiple interviews with lots of people in the industry. I've never trolled on anybody, been rude or disrespectful to people who have come on my show. So this is, again, just let me just say this again. Mike Gio, you are cowardly. You're not a coward, okay? I do believe you probably stand up to something in your life. But when it comes to standing up for things like, I'll come on anybody's show, I know everything, I'm going to speak down and call right donkeys, you're cowardly. Now, I'll also say this too. I want to make this video because I know you're going to be crawling up the butt of Neo and crawling up the butt of Sports Card Get and crawling up the butt of Sports Card Therapist and all of the major influencers on YouTube. You know why? Because you need them. You need them to pump what the hell you're selling. And you're still selling the same stuff you've been selling since 2019, dude. We can see through you. Real recognizes real. And you're fake. You're counterfeit and you're rude. You're arrogant. And I think I've made a pretty good point for it too. So please, again, you are always welcome to come on my show. And I look forward to the day we get to meet in person. Yeah, that's not a threat. I'm not scared of you. I'm an adult. Okay. So act like an adult. Grow up. If you're going to make comments like you did, be a man, Mr. Gio. Step up. Get on the mic. Talk to me. Dude, just childish kids. Happy 4th of July.